This video we are going to see the March 14th Indian Express news analysis. If you like the video, please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. In this video, let us see the article Indian Embassy in Ukraine to be moved to Poland. Ukraine and its impact on India, New Delhi decided to temporarily relocate the Indian Embassy in Ukraine to Poland. Okay. Next article, what it talks about is the same article, continuation, military training facility in Yavorov, less than 25 km from the closest border point with Poland. Poland is a key location for routing Western military aid to Ukraine. The establishment is whether the supply of weapon system and spare part of Indian weapons would be hit, considering a large part of them are Soviet or Russian origin. From fighter jet, tank, submarines to air defense system, frigates, rifles and more than 60% of the weapons available in Indian armed forces are of Russian origin. India has already signed an agreement worth over $12 billion with Russia for some significant weapon to be delivered with the coming years. In short, both Indian and Russian sides have assured the delivery of 4 of the 5 S-400 Trump air defense unit that India had bought in 2018 will continue as per the schedule. Besides, India is waiting for the delivery of 2 Talwar class frigates from Russia, for which Ukraine had supplied the gas turbines. India is also taking 2 nuclear ballistic submarines on lease from Russia, Chakra 3 and Chakra 4, the first of which is expected to arrive in 2025. Katsa law and the fully implemented the law. He added that he was not able to prejudge the decisions of the president or the secretary on this issue. Katsa are countering America's adversaries through Sanction Act is a 2017 law targeting Iran, North Korea, Russia and can be invoked against any country or entity that carries out business transaction with them. This is what the article talks about. Next article that we are going to see is related to, there is no important articles here. I'll move down. Arif Mohammed Khan, Governor of Kerala, I am imposed to Minority Commission, rather strengthen the Human Rights Panel that can take care of everybody. Okay. Arif Mohammed Khan talks on the relationship between the governors and the state government, hijab controversy and why he thinks there should be no special status for minorities in the country. The session was moderated by Deputy Political Editor Liz Matthew. Liz Matthew, you have always stood for the reforms in Muslim community, even speaks about the need for reforms, and he brought in the ban of triple talaq. Still, the party and the center are not able to win the confidence of minorities. What do you think they can do to bridge this trust deficit between the minorities and the ruling party? I should accept that I am a minority. This was the attitude of colonial masters because they never accepted India to be a nation. They always said India is conglomeration of communities, not a nation. They used to talk a community leaders. Are we going to continue this? India was community, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Christians. For Constitution of India, the building block is a citizen of India. We have a duty, particularly to those who are born after independence, to change the discourse and who is the majority. Political party is the one who is voted into power. Minority is the one who is not voted into power. We are a democracy. The situation can change in the next election. But why should being a minority be permanently attached to me? From Ukraine to UP. Current global crisis has a silver lining. India could fill the supply gap in the wheat, help farmers and consumers. President Volodymyr Zelensky saying that he will not insist on NATO membership. They would like to punish Russia through the strictest sanction with the hope that President Vladimir Putin bows out and the country is weakened to extent that it never raises its head again. But China was openly indicated that it will stand firmly with Russia and bail it out of the embargo. If the China and Russia joins hands, it may not be good news for either NATO or India. The ripple effect of the war are already being felt across the world with energy and gas prices surging. Wheat prices also skyrocketing. India has a large stock of wheat with the Food Corporation of India. Buffer stock norms for India has a stock of wheat with the Food Corporation of India. The buffer stock norms for wheat on April 1, 7.46 million metric ton, while actual stock was stock are 223.4 MMT in March. India can easily go for about 15 MMT for export of wheat. This will not only reduce its food subsidy bill but also compensate for the higher cost of imports for crude oil. India needs to scale down its target of procuring wheat in the coming market season from 44 MMT to say just 30 to 35 MMT and let the private sector buy the wheat at a competitive price. The domestic market price are likely to be higher than the MSP provided we keep wheat exports going at a fast pace. Also, in wheat growing states, they should give the PDS or an option to get grain or cash in lieu of grains that is equal to MSP of wheat plus 20%. Bullseye. Selective cattle slaughter could be introduced in UP to contain the stray animal menace, keep dairy viable. Stray cattle may not have decisively impacted the outcome of recent Uttar Pradesh Assembly election, but it's the problem that will not go away, as Prime Minister Modi has himself acknowledged. UP has an estimated 19 million plus cattle, that is cow and its progeny population. Farmers rarely keep cow beyond 5 to 6 calving, by which time they are 7 to 8 year old and their milk yield cannot cover feeding cost. As regards male cattle, they have no utility in today's world where tractors harvest, combine harvester combine threshers, electric tube wells, diesel engines and artificial insemination have replaced bullock drawn plows, treadmills, Persian wheel and breeding bulls. Nor does rearing cattle exclusively for manure or cooking fuel make economic sense, which when it is cheaper, less messy to use chemical fertilizer and LPG cylinders. Will the Ujjwala scheme's beneficiary want to go back to dung cakes? Even taking an average productive life of 7 to 8 years for both female and male cattle, it means 50% of animal being rendered redundant annually. What is the solution? Allocating more funds for cattle shelters or procuring dung from farmers, as Chhattisgarh government is doing. Modi is proposing for UP cannot be answers. Scarce public money is better spent on building schools, hospitals than gaushalas. UP government should, as a starting point, allow the slaughter of male cattle. These are the ones causing real havoc, both in the field and in the streets. It is not feasible to house them in gaushala. They are violent and require more fodder and feed the cows. At second stage, slaughter of crossbreeds cows can be permitted, given that these animals have 50% or more genes from Holstein, Friesian, Jersey and foreign breeds. They may not deserving of holy status reserved for indigenous desi cow. And the advantage of this approach is that it ensures the availability of dairy farming, crossbreeds, lactate earlier and yield more milk than desi cows and buffaloes.